listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Grey's Anatomy After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Grey's Anatomy After Show.
Nobody knows where they... Oh, wow, you better get that high C above the D.
Boom. It's so ridiculous. Oh,
Ramon.
Oh.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Grey's Anatomy After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Jason J. Carter here, joined by...
Starr Session.
Hey,
Hello,
Starr.
everyone. Welcome. It's Thursday.
Yeah, it's Grey's Day, as they say
Grey's
on Twitter.
Day. That's right.
Kelly is out doing some wonderful things tonight, so it's just me and Starr. First, yep, we're back in the hot seat tonight, and we have to give our roll call to all of our fantabulous Twitter followers because they be going in.
Kyle White.
We have so many new ones. Brianna, well, not new ones, but Amanda Colston at Hey, it's Amanda. Hey, it's Amanda.
Alyssa Harding as
Brianna
well.
Gurley. Kyle White. Dynamite Jack. Who else?
Going through.
Yes, it's just amazing. I mean, Alicia Harding, our favorite. Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, it's been a good day.
Sandra Bombard.
I've been a little bit checked out because I didn't want to know any spoilers because as Yang is finaling her departure, I don't want to know what's going on. I just want to be surprised.
Right. Well, me too. But here's the thing again. All day on Twitter, the AfterBuzzers have been like, oh my God. And then so tonight, because they watch on all of our AfterBuzzers on the East Coast, watch before us, and so they're like, the music, oh my God, the last is a twist at the end.
No, but I love being tagged, so I just won't look.
I actually like to know what happens because then when I see it unfolds for my eye, I'm like, oh my gosh, right, because I feel like you're there. I
think it helps your judgment. I think it hurts your judgment.
Well, I mean, I had to say so.
If you hear something about Kepner, you're like, right? Oh my gosh. Love Kepner. Well, she did great tonight.
Yeah, well, tonight was definitely a fantastic episode.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why the episodes have been so great is because we know Yang is leaving, so we have a reason to, there's a centerpiece, there's a focal piece. Normally, no one leaves. Someone dies, but they all die together, so it's like the plane crash, they all were in the plane crash together. But now that Yang's a cornerstone of Grey's Anatomy and the saga of Grey's Memorial, that hospital, is coming to an end. And I'm still in disbelief.
I mean, we've been waiting for this big arc in this season. Everyone is surprised that it's been on for 10 seasons, but there's a reason. Once we get into that juice of what's
the home stretch,
it always brings me back.
Right.
And right now it's about Yang.
Right.
So we opened up last episode. We found out that Yang did not receive the Harper Avery. And so we open up this week, and where is Yang?
Right. Where in the world is Cristina Yang?
Ooh.
Where in the world is Cristina Yang? Okay, there we go. No one knows where she's at.
Ridiculous.
Meredith is going in on a plane with Owen back from Boston. No one's seen her. Meredith is a ride or die home girl. She's like, you know what? My friend got robbed. She should have won that award. But if that happened to you, Starr, I would go apeshit.
Yeah, no, it's all about ride or die. Then, wasn't it just last week's episode? I'm exaggerating, but it was just a few episodes where they were like, I could care less if you die.
Right. Bitch, I can't stand
you.
it
was just like...
I can't stand your wavy hair.
Mm-hmm, that's how girls are. One minute they're your bestie, the next minute they're backstabbing, and then they're back again.
You would think since they weren't working at a hospital, they'd have all those wonderful drugs to make them in a better mood, just shoot it up.
That's Nurse Jackie.
Anyway, so and no one knows where Yang is, and then we're also back on Brayden and the Hart kids. And AfterBuzz started, the whole hour was like... And in your words, Starr.
With the three kids, can the kids just die already?
Right.
Which I don't mean that in a horrible way. I really don't want the kids to die. But come on. Once the episode started, I was like, oh, we're back again. I like when patient stories roll over, but this one is rolling over too long.
Right.
You know, Brayden and the 3 kids. But, I mean, it's a nice paycheck for those actors. So,
I know.
congratulations.
Right, you're getting your SAG card. So, yeah, they're all have heart issues.
Okay, let's start with the 3 kids.
3 kids. Ivy, Frankie, and did we learn the third
and Dewey. I just made that up.
Okay, let's
Twitter fans will let us know.
Yeah, Josiah, that's his name. And they both have heart conditions, and they have this, one of them is worse than the other.
You know what, about this storyline, you know, a few weeks ago we were trying to figure out why this was happening, and now it's just about saving the kids. So is the storyline going to continue even longer, and are we ever going to find out where this rare disease is coming from? I don't think so,
because I think the kids were, I think the Brayden story, from the ending of what Miranda possibly was going to do, we'll talk about that in predictions, but I think that's going to carry forward. But as far as the kid died, the parents are like, Frankie died. The parents are like, I need to have moments with my kids. Done. That was a point for Cristina to end up in the shower over it.
We're going too far. We're going too far.
No, because your question, Starr, was, are we going to see more of these kids? Is this going to be more of the story going to evolve? I don't think so with the kids. I do think with Brayden and the HIV, the deactivated HIV virus, I think we'll see more of him. But with the 3, I think they're done.
Okay. We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure our fans will update us.
Right. Amelia's back.
Amelia.
You know, okay, so in private practice, she was, and AfterBuzz Starr, did you love...
Okay, go
Did
ahead.
you love how Meredith called her a junkie?
Yeah, I was like, that was exactly what I wanted to say. I mean, a little rude. Rude. Like, isn't your sister the junkie? And then he's like,
no, the addict.
Recovering addict.
And Meredith's like, no, she's a junkie. No, hashtag junkie. She's back because she's getting married.
She's got engaged to her fiance, and she kind of got a little freaked out. She had that moment of, oh my gosh, it is forever, which people go through. Maybe Kepner didn't go through that at that moment. But she did. And so she basically fled her fiance and went to go visit her brother and see what was going on with the happy life and the happy wife, and see what life is with 2 kids, being able to work and juggle it all.
And I got her purpose was okay, but random. All of a sudden, your sister's here that had a fantastic storyline on another show,
right? And
better hair, I might add.
Oh, was it a little floppy
no,
today?
No, it was like she was giving me Canoga Park soccer mom. Just
yeah,
like,
no, she was giving you
a minivan.
She was giving you, I'm about to get engaged.
Yeah, no makeup on at all.
Getting married.
No mascara. I look like I just rolled out of bed. I wear Juicy Couture track shoots.
Yeah,
you know. Not cute, but
iced coffee.
Yeah, it was very, very weird to see her. We could have did without her.
No, I mean, it just kind of well, I feel like when she came in, he was like, okay, you can keep the kids, gotta go to work. It kind of solves the problem of being a stay-at-home dad while my wife is flying back into town.
Right.
But as I've said, for week to week, get a nanny. They're like trying to juggle with the daycare. The daycare clearly isn't working because she's too close to you and you guys want to run to her.
Right.
And your son now. And
Bailey.
When it comes down to it, just get a nanny.
Right. They make millions. Apparently, they make a lot of money.
I'm a millionaire.
Right. You know, just get it. But see, the nanny thing, I saw Single White Female. What? And I saw The Hand That Rocks the Cradle with the nanny.
Ooh, when they get a little crazy.
Yeah. Great 90s movie. But yeah, the nanny's like breastfeeding the kid and stuff.
One step too far. No, but I mean, come on. Nannies do not.
I mean, this is LA.
Hello.
I mean,
Well, as a nanny, I am. I don't breastfeed other people's children.
Are you breastfeeding other people's children?
No.
Starr Session.
And with that said, like, you can have the money to afford a great person that will take care of your kids as if they were your own, not in the sense of breastfeeding. Dang it, I just ruined, like...
I know. I get what you're saying.
With that said, like, come on. It'll help being able to do the 9 to 10, whatever their job is, 12 hours. It's not a normal day. And have a nanny.
You know who I did not want to see again?
Ooh, who was it?
One Catherine Avery. I feel like her presence, Starr, in AfterBuzzers is just, to me, I'm not a fan.
Okay.
I feel like she's too uppity and she's too bougie. She's
definitely bougie.
She's like, me and Beyonce, we have caviar together. Yeah. You know, that kind of girl. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like she's allowed to have that clout.
Because she gave the hospital $24 million.
That, and she's Debbie Allen in real life. Like, I feel like she's not really acting. I feel like she's just acting.
She's like
herself.
Honorary. She's like, I'm Debbie Allen.
I am Debbie Allen.
I was on Fame.
Yeah, like, hello.
You know, I choreographed the Oscars century ago.
A century ago, stop it.
Just
I just feel like her clout is kind of carrying over into this character.
Right.
And she has a lot of money. Of course she's supposed to be rich and snooty and like a little bit of a brat. But are we going to jump into the fact that...
let's get into her and the chief, who, by the way...
flew across country
to be with his woman.
For the weekend.
To get some of his boo thing.
Hey.
Now.
Okay, well, my comment is old love is like really gross. Like when they were like, they were kissing and they were making the sound. How do you feel about kissing and sounds?
I don't, I'm all about PDA and kissing, but I think, I'm talking about. But like, some of the old people I know, they have really bad breath. So I feel, you know what I mean? Like they could have been like, because things would have been marinating,
For years.
Their dentures could not be minty fresh. But yeah, the sounds, it's like, no.
It was like, ooh, y'all are old and that's gross. Like,
and I didn't see any tongue. I don't think old people use tongue anymore. I think that after like 40, the tongue's like,
yeah, you just do like
retired.
peck.
I'm gonna be going
longer
in at 40. We be doing necking, hickeys, and everything.
Oh, that's nasty.
I know it is.
And they're definitely over 40. Like they're.
But we do see that. We'll give you one hand in the grave. We do see that the chief is like, real talk, why didn't Yang win?
No, she was like, I know you flew across country because you wanted to know why Yang didn't win. And that's not the case, and he made it very clear that was not the case. But with that said, like, she couldn't believe that someone would come across the country to see her because she's such a brat. With that said,
it's like, let's talk about it. Like, why didn't Yang win?
Why didn't Yang win? That was the big question. And she answered it very truthfully.
She was like, it's not happening. She works for the hospital I own, douchebag. It's not going to happen. But it was the way she said it. It was more like, ha 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 ha, really? You want to know the answer to that? We're here like, it was just very, what's the word, Starr? Like, drinking in hand, she's like, the reason why she didn't win is because she works for the hospital I own. Come on, are you stupid? Why can't you figure that out?
Yeah.
Because I didn't even figure that out. I didn't put two and two together.
Well, everyone in sports, even on the soccer field with your little 5-year-olds, it's all about the politics. It starts young, you know? When you're on dance competitions and you're like...
the mom that pays the most money, that has a...
You get solos. It's a different world. But what I'm saying is, like, it's all about the politics. And everyone's always questioning it, and she answered it tonight. Sometimes when you put up all this money, there's no way a person from the hospital you pay for is going to win because other people won't work as hard to be nominated. And I don't really know how... It's
all branding and perception is reality and all that stuff, But what I was more enthralled with was how the chief really, your ponytail's cute, Starr. How the chief really went in for Cristina.
Well, it was great that
the camaraderie he had and the loyalty he had.
Well, that's what she was saying. She was like, I know you came here because she's your prodigy. She's your pride and joy. You've trained her. When it comes down to it, if you know someone's good and he read all the papers and looked at all the research and you know someone is good,
you can't deny them.
You can't deny him. Yeah. And it's just sometimes, what's the saying? Like, sometimes it's not about the talent.
It's about who you know.
It's about who you know.
Or the money you spend.
There you have it.
The word of tonight that I would like to call attention to is spinal Shawana. I had a cousin named Shawana.
Stop it. It was not Shawana.
Yeah, that'd be a great name for someone. Hey, my name's Shawana Jenkins. Shawana with like 2 S's and 3 H's.
Oh my gosh.
Shawana, but spinal. And the way Meredith said it, spinal Shawana?
Was the patient that was unnecessary?
Yes.
Okay, so the guy, he basically got hit by, he was trying to go from ocean to ocean, and he walked the whole way, and he was walking across the street.
Right before he got to the water.
Honestly, when the actor was telling the story, tuned out. But when Kepner brought it up later in the episode, it kind of all clicked of what really happened to this guy, FYI. But yeah, he was about to cross the street, and the ocean was there, and he got hit by a truck. Talk about fail.
Damn.
Hashtag fail.
Why, Lord? Why?
I mean,
let it go.
Were you not looking both ways? I missed that part, honestly. Straight up missed it.
I always trip out when people run across, like, there's no one in the street, but they run across the street really fast because they're like, I'm like, there's no one coming.
Like, ooh, I gotta go.
Yeah, especially grown men. It's so weird. It's like,
little
okay,
prance in their step.
Yeah, really weird. Kepner and Avery, let's touch on them a little bit because
Well, Kepner's spending the night at
the
girls' house.
It's a sleepover.
The sleepover.
American Idol, yay!
And she's really annoying and obnoxious because she can't stop talking about Avery and meddling in other people's businesses. And yeah, so that was an interesting point. That what's her name? The girls.
Callie
was over Kepner. Completely over Kepner.
Girl, get this jumping.
Like, gotta go.
But who was it?
Exactly.
You know? Who was it? Who was over
So
Kepner?
anyways, Avery and Kepner last week, they basically had that big fight before they went to bed.
It was the first.
The first. It was
fight.
the one.
The one fight of millions that they're going to have as a married couple.
I know, but it's annoying when you have that first fight. It's like, ugh,
but
can't it just be perfect forever?
But why is it? What's so different about it? Like me and my guy, we argue about cleaning, about everything, but I know that it's just that. It doesn't change anything, you know?
We bicker, then giggle, and then it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Like, yeah, you're a hot mess.
Kisses on the cheek, kid love you back.
You better clean that bathroom.
Yeah, at the end. But when it comes to Jesus, Jesus
and the children, and the hypothetical children.
Right, hypothetical children, which we find out aren't so hypothetical.
Oh, she's pregnant.
Praise God. Now we have a reason for the madness. Because we're wondering, like, damn, why is she so, like, adamant and so staunch and this whole him not believing in God? I mean, you can work through things, but because she is with child.
Do you think she found out the night before when, like, / last episode? Did she know before when she started this big fight?
Probably.
Or was this, like, we had the fight, I feel pregnant, I woke up, and this is a new episode? No, that's a little too much. Far-fetched? She knew last week.
She's like, I'm going to show you.
I'm
pregnant. She probably, I mean, we'll never know.
Yeah.
That's just one of those details that will never be revealed.
That was ridiculous for me to want to know, I guess.
But they're pregnant. Oh, they'd have cute babies, too.
OMG.
They'd be super swirl. Because he's half white, half black, and she's white.
With the red hair?
Yeah, oh my God. They may be like Blake Griffin. Like black gingers.
Oh, that didn't work out then.
Oh, no?
Oh. Moving on. So...
Blingers. Get it?
Blingers. Okay. Yeah, like gingers and black people, but... Okay, anyways, moving on. We're not hashtagging that. Please don't start it, okay?
Blingers.
Kepner was basically in surgery. She starts breaking down crying before she reveals that she is pregnant. And she's just saying, like, the fight is, like, the big one. And she's like, it's kind of like getting hit by a truck.
Right.
But I want to put on a point where Ginger himself, what's his name? The chief? Owen.
Fox. Stud.
Owen was trying to console her, and he made a point like, this isn't the truck. This is the first of many fights. But like me and Christina's truck was the children. But my thing is, Owen knew about her not wanting children before they got married.
Right.
So that kind of point that he was making was like null and void. Like he didn't really make any sense. Because if I was Kepner, I'd be like, what are you talking about?
I feel like Owen, as much as I love Owen, I feel like he always gives those nuggets of information that you're like, okay, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're like, and thank you, you know?
He's trying to give it like advice, and it was like the worst advice of mankind.
Right.
If you caught that. Just saying. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, well, a lot of the doctors were at risk of having their why can't I talk AfterBuzz was wrong? Having their research shut down because of funding, and we also see Karev having to make a pretty lofty decision in regards to his
career.
future. Yeah. Now, AfterBuzzers, let me know, because there was talk of a spinoff with Karev, which I personally don't think would be a good idea. But if we can go one of two ways. Either he can leave the show and be done with it, or he's one of those like surprise cast members that's like not getting his contract renewed, or he's over it, or he'll be back next season, something will happen, you know, I don't know. But that to me was like, no weight with Karev leaving. It was like, okay, all right. You know, like no one said anything when he told him at the meeting. Arizona, after their conversation on the plane, was like, okay, bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
With that said, I mean, honestly, like, it is a big decision, and it's not all about the money, and sometimes, but for him, in this particular case, it's all about the money. And, girlfriend, what's her name?
Joe.
I'm sorry, I'm, like, ridiculous about names.
Camilla Luddington.
Yes.
Who hasn't appeared or returned my emails.
But Joe... When he said that he was going to take the job and he is leaving Grace Sloan, whatever the name of the hospital is, her first thing was like, perfect, I don't need new shoes because you're going to pay for them.
What does that say?
Gold digger.
What is it? Hashtag gold digger. Mm-mm. And then she's scrubbing the bloody shoes.
So that might be the turning point for next episode where he's like, just kidding, I'm not going to take the job.
He's like, nah, I don't need you, girl.
She's
too needy.
Maybe that'll happen. I don't know. Predictions later.
Yeah, whatever. So pretty much the meat and the thick of this episode was with Cristina Yang not winning the Harper Avery and how it affected her. Because for the whole episode, she was kind of in the beginning when we see her, she's not she's very cold, very detached, all about the work.
Well, she comes back and she's like, boom, I'm focused. Like,
in it.
Let's not talk about what happened last night, that I lost the award. Like,
and
Dr. Shady, Dr. Shiesty.
We haven't seen him for a quick minute.
And he came in and made his one line of rudeness.
He was like, oh, must have stung.
Sting.
And she's like, it was an honor to be nominated.
I love that she just keeps saying that because it is.
I would have sliced him with the scalpel.
Now it's not.
Right.
Now that we know the truth, it's not really an honor. It's just because she was being employed as a toy, basically. Like, it gave her prestige to be nominated for this award. It gave her some clout. But with that said, like, she was never going to win it because it was rigged. You know, politics is politics. And Yang got the short end of the stick. And even though she puts her heart into her work, and that was the point of this episode, is that, like, she works hard, she has to make hard decisions, and she makes right decisions, and she continues doing it, and she's been doing it since the beginning, 10 seasons now. She just wants to be a perfect candidate who is working hard, who is striving to be the best, and what is it all for?
Right.
What is the point?
And I've often asked myself that question watching the show for them, especially her, because she has gone through so much and has been probably the most talented of all the surgeons, and she's always, you're like, dang, like, poor thing. When Owen choked her out, she forgave him. No, seriously.
You bring that up every time.
Because that was a very, very, very powerful episode and a powerful moment for that couple and for her and her character on the show. But her final monologue was spot on. In the shower, with her clothes on, which is always very awkward to me. But she's like, why? For what? For what? And then to seal the deal, Owen's like, Cristina, you won. You had the votes. And she's like, you know what? I'm done.
So basically they spilled the beans that it was a fixed win. Where does this leave us for next week? Because is this going to start a riot? Because he immediately told the chief, and the chief already told Yang. Is Yang going to just be like, okay, this was rigged. I got the most vote. Like, this could spin off to something juicy. Will they go there? I don't know.
They should.
But they should.
But they should.
Right?
Because, I think, okay.
Put it on blast that Avery's not number one. Well, go ahead. Do you have something?
Well, yeah, but there's always something like this that's being put on blast. That comes to fruition. Like, you know, the hospital was at fault. You know, Callie was negligent and that dude lost his legs. Just, you know, all that storyline and things of that nature have always happened throughout the course of Grey's. So, but I think what would be better is for them to like totally detach themselves from it and have her just leave. And then, I don't know, maybe they fast forward 2 months where she hasn't been at work. Something else to make it more dramatic than someone being in trouble for it.
No, that's definitely a possibility. Yeah. But there is something being set up right now because around the hospital, you know, Avery is going around and seeing which projects need to be cut and which don't. And, you know, he's working on the budget and it's all about the money. And Kepner is like, you know, you didn't let Yang win, which she deserved it, and then you want to cut her program. Like, I guess the Avery Foundation is all about
money.
Medicine, is what she said. It's all about the science. It's all about medicine. But really, when it comes down to it, it's like there's something going on. Right. And Kepner's not down. And I feel like the hospital is going to be a little bit on blast after they cut some programs and maybe this comes into fruition that...
Do you think Jackson's... I think since the arrival of his mother and the whole switch, the whole
the marriage and all that,
Jackson is so much less likable.
Less likable.
Like he seems smug.
Starting these last couple episodes,
yeah, very
but definitely
smug
this episode.
And very like that boss you never wanted to have. That boss that you're like, oh, I can't stand
so good looking, and then you're an asshole. At
you
want
to spill coffee on him, you know, sneeze on him, give him like tuberculosis.
But then you want to touch him because he looks good. But then you're like, man.
It's like yeah, you're like, damn.
Options.
Right. It's evil.
Okay.
Shade.
But, I mean, who knows? I mean, he's doing his job, and we'll see what gets cut and what doesn't. We should jump on to Brayden because
let's do that because I feel like Bailey has been filler. Just there.
Yeah, I mean, she's just collecting her check. She better work it.
She's like, you know what? I've been nominated for Emmy after Emmy for my monologues.
Yeah.
You know, let me just coast on this season because I feel like what she's doing is coasting.
Yeah.
She had OCD. I guess she
almost called it bipolar. Yeah, OCD.
And she rebounded back from that because
and then they're not even talking about it anymore.
No, she's like normal. You know, she's a new woman.
Yeah, but she is focused a lot on this defected HIV
virus.
Virus.
Yeah.
It's like I can't speak. Finish every word I'm going to say right now. Sorry. Go. What am I going to say next?
And Stephanie Edwards is her intern.
SWAT monkey.
Yeah, but I don't know. For some reason, I when we see the parents do not want to have Brayden infected with HIV and he's not getting better. They, everything she did.
It starts off with them just being lost and going, okay.
Right. And the mom, the mom over?
Like over dramatic.
Like team too much.
Team annoying.
Yeah. Like
it became too much when it started the episode again. It's like, oh, the kids. Oh, and the mom.
Right,
like
my mom's like, no black woman acts like that.
She's like, you got to pull it together. You know what I mean? Like you got to be the rock. And sometimes it's okay to not be the rock all the time.
You go cry in the stairwell.
You go cry in the stairwell. Shout out to Marissa, our producer.
And then you back it up, and you're like, all right, I'm strong as steel. But Bailey, the parents say no.
Yeah, the parents. Well, they have a talk with the other parents that are having the 3 children that went through the whole.
It's like a death PTA meeting.
Yeah,
it's the truth.
Don't make me laugh at that. That's hilarious.
It's like a kids dying parent teacher conference or something.
No, it's
I'm
like
serious.
a peds PTA
right.
meeting.
Oh.
And Phillips is she's like, can you sign the consent forms?
Right.
And
Edwards
like, can you sign the consent? I just be messing up names. You guys just follow.
Who the hell is Phillips?
I don't know. As I said, I was like, that ain't it.
Hashtag who the hell is Phillips?
Love that one. Phillips is the 3rd child that we don't know the name of.
I know. Right. Frankie, Ivy, Phillips.
A mess. With that said, I don't even know what I was talking about.
You were talking about the consent form Starr.
Yeah, so she wanted the consent forms to be signed, and that's when she realizes, like, wait, maybe this being in a hospital and making my child go through all this experimental ordeals is not even worth it.
Right.
Would it be worth it for you?
Well, I when I watch Grey's, I think about my own family and some situations that could happen in real life, and I love my family and my friends so much that I would want to do whatever I could to help them in any way. I mean, it does sound weird because the stigma of HIV, just saying HIV, people automatically, correlate that with the death sentence. So,
well, most of the world is all about Google, and if I can't Google it, then it doesn't seem like it's legit. Like, honestly.
If it's on Google, it's legit.
Yeah, and if it's right, no.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Because I would have to be like, okay, let's Google this. Let's see what's going on.
Wikipedia is a credible source.
If this is my child, I want to know the ins and outs and not just say, okay.
Right.
But if this is so experimental, I don't really know what I would do in that situation. But in the end, I would want to try everything possible to have my child survive.
Right.
As well as give the child a little bit of input if they want to go through all of this. He seems a little old enough to make a few decisions.
Like, yes, mommy, inject me with HIV.
Oh, no, not that. But, like, do you want to survive? I don't know what the question would be.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Oh, no, please don't do that. Do you want to go outside?
Stop. Hey, guys, go to iTunes. Rate us. Leave comments. We love hearing from you. Love talking with you, chatting with you about Grey's Anatomy week after week after week. iTunes, rate us, leave a comment, tell a friend. That's how we roll.
That's right.
Boom. Yeah. But the thing about Bailey is Bailey's okay. So they were always saying that Izzy was too emotionally attached to the patient. I think Bailey is over the top emotionally attached to her patients, and we see her, disregarding the consent form and possibly doing something that's very questionable and very unethical.
Right. I mean, mom says no, even though the consent form is signed, and Dr. Edwards kind of brought that into her mind and maybe kind of wet her palate a little bit. And she's like, ooh, that is a good idea. The fact that she already did sign the consent form. Like, can they really logistically just pull out? I don't know. Is that legal?
Well, you know what? Next week we'll have our legal eagle Jason Romero back to talk about it because he had some questions and some people in the blogs online were asking questions about stuff like that too. So I think it's perfect time to bring him back in. But it was just very weird because we see her reaching into her pocket, pulling out a syringe.
It's happening, right? Like let's not. And then the monologue went along with it, and it was like sometimes you gotta take things under your wing. I don't remember. I didn't write it down.
You know, this is a syringe in your pocket. I carry those with me everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like a foot-long needle.
Why not?
You know, foot-long needle. So yeah, there. Well, let's get back to more on the Cristina story because tonight I didn't feel bad that she didn't win the Harper Avery. I didn't feel bad about that because it happens. You know, in life, you're the best person for the job. My 10th grade talent show, I should have won that.
Should you?
Yes, but I didn't. I lost to a violinist.
Was she better?
He was amazing.
Was amazing. Okay.
But so was I. But I went to a very musical dramatic arts school, so they appreciated that versus me and my hip hop dancing. But I felt more.
Did you have more of the crowd into it?
Oh yeah, I was like giving you Janet Jackson if realness, you know, like going in, bam, 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 work
it.
Nope, didn't win. I felt more for Christina's realization of no matter what you do in this life, no matter how hard you try, sometimes it's not good enough. Sometimes no matter how perfect you strive to be, and this could go for anyone, you know, in any facet of their life or in any endeavor, no matter how good you are or how perfect you try to be or how many I's you dot and how many T's you cross, you still may never be that one. If it's not for you, it's not for you. And tonight we found out that it was for her, but it was taken away from her wrongly. And when she walked out, when she looked at Owen and was just like, huh. Like she had that aha moment that, you know what? It's a wrap.
I mean, I would like to pride myself on being average, but some people like to be perfectionists, and it kind of works out sometimes not in their favor.
Right.
And
more times than not.
More times than not. And, you know, I of course strive to be the best, but sometimes it's just average. And for her, it's like, I have to be the best. I will be the best. And if I'm the best, it just didn't work out. And I don't know what to say about that. I mean, I feel like she tried too hard and she shut a lot of people out in the way of getting to what she wanted. And is it the karma? Did the karma come back on her?
I don't see that, and I thought about that too.
Is that dramatic?
No. It's not dramatic because you said it. She shut out people, and that's a struggle a lot of successful people have on the way up. Like, what blinders on? What do I sacrifice to get what I want? And if I get what I want, was it really a sacrifice? You know, relationships, children, you know, friends, all of that, your health, sanity, your happiness, you know, for that one goal that seems like it's so shining and so definitive, you know, is it really worth it? And I would love to see Cristina or have her departure from the show be one where she finally lets go of all that, you know, because her dad died at a young age. She had his hand on his heart trying to save him when she was 9. That led her to become a cardiothoracic surgeon. And she has this really awesome story. She's Jewish because her stepdad was Jewish and she grew up in Beverly Hills. She has this fantastic story, and her whole life has been about achieving and overachieving and being stellar and being above the fray and being one in a million.
Above the fray, yes.
You know, and so now for her to be like, to let go,
let go and let God.
Yeah, do some good for her.
Kepner. #Kepner.
Kepner. I will go back to the chief though. I got to give him props for the way he came in. Like, no, you can't. Catherine, I came here to tell you I wanted you by my side, to tell you I loved you, to tell you I wanted you to be my wife. But
did you
not now?
But did you have that moment where you were like, he better not propose?
Totally.
And be like, you need to change your attitude. No, he was proposing to Catherine, and there was that pause where I screamed at the television and was like, you better drop her.
Yep.
You know, she's ridiculous. The way she came out. Sometimes you see people's true colors when in the trenches, and this was the trenches. She wanted it to be about business, and she didn't want this relationship to get in the way of her business.
Right.
And the way that came off was like,
all right.
You know, because with my fiance, soon-to-be husband, our business is our relationship. Our relationship is our business.
Right.
With that said, it's both ways. Like, you want to know what's going on in each other's lives, and you want to be truthful, and you want to stand next to someone that is honest.
Right.
You know, and we find out that young Avery is shares these values of being honest, not to steal, not to cheat, not to do all these things. But in the end, Kepner just wants to be like, God is watching over you and he loves you. And she did not want him looking over her shoulder, feeling a different way. Judged. But get over it.
Yeah.
Say what you want to say and your children will believe what they want to believe. And you'll give them the tools to, hopefully follow in your footstep or just learn about life.
I wonder what Catherine did with the ring. Because for him to be like, you know what, but now I'm leaving. It was great. I was like, all right, Chief.
But why did he leave the ring? Because I would have been like, oh, pawn that, bring that back. Was that a 30-day return policy?
That would have been going back to Walmart real quick. Mm-hmm. That 3-month layaway.
Ooh, it took me months to get there.
I mean, I had to scrap and save. So, whatever. But
he would never go to Walmart for a ring. But with that said, that ring was probably a lot of money. If he was trying to give $24 million Miss Catherine, that sponsors the hospital, I'm sure he would want to impress her with a really good ring.
Right.
Maybe we'll see it next week.
Who knows? Maybe
she'll come back groveling.
Right. Or maybe she'll come and shut the hospital down.
Ooh.
Who knows? Well,
did we cover it all?
We did, but we didn't talk about the music tonight.
Ooh, let's talk about the music.
The 80s Project rolls on. We had some great tracks tonight. But, okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but they played Ordinary World from Duran Duran, which was off their Greatest Hits album, which came out in 1994. And that's
off their Greatest Hits album. Maybe it was a hit from back in the 80s.
But it wasn't. That song was actually a single from Duran Duran in the 90s. Duran Duran is an 80s band, of course. The Reflex is the only... Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Duran Duran, but they did Ordinary World, and that was not an 80s song. That was a 90s song. But we also had a Jefferson Starship. We built this city on rock and roll and Information Society. I want to know what you're thinking.
Is this like...
I'm a plethora of all 80s music. I'm still waiting for Spandau Ballet True.
Didn't they have a show where you like they start the lyrics and you have to finish it?
Say what, karaoke?
Yeah, or something like that. You should go on that.
MTV doesn't have shows like that anymore. They barely play videos.
No, I feel like it was a Fox show. Anyways, whatever.
The sing-along.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
But the music was great tonight. I thought the 80s Project was fantastic. And I want to thank you to everyone online who showed me where I can download the music. Last week's Everybody Wants to Rule the World, the Tears for Fear covers was by Aaron Wright. And you can get it. That's readily available on iTunes right after the show. So you just have to find the artist and then boom, there you go.
Boom.
Yeah, there you go. I think this 80s Project is amazing. Ooh, Shonda, if you have time, can we maybe squeeze in an Anita Baker cover? Sweet Love, Rapture, I don't know. That would be amazing. But I did love the Duran Duran cover. That was fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think, these kids don't know. AfterBuzz, you're missing out. 80s, okay, look, I'm not that old.
Well, you're keeping them up to date.
But the 80s were, what was old was not new again back then, so things were still new.
Yeah, it's
and
like
music
fresh.
You're right, and now it's like Bieber, Gaga,
There's some legends in there.
Hopefully, one day.
We'll see.
There you guys have it.
Kesha.
You mean Key $? Ha?
No, she dropped a $. She went to rehab, and that $sign represents an old her.
Whatever.
FYI.
Sure. Okay.
Love Kesha.
Well, there you guys have it. Grey's Anatomy for season 10 for Thursday, April 24th, 2014. The end of the season.
The beginning. Yeah, the beginning of the end.
So, and if I was wrong, the promo shows that next week is the final episode for Yang. Was I wrong? It's a goodbye, or is it Goodbye Christina the theme of this show? Every week I'm confused. It's like, is this her last show?
You're like, is this the last episode? Everyone's saying she's going closest to the... I'm not even sure.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, well, we'll see what... Yang will be in next week's episode for sure.
Because we see the return of Isaiah Washington. And he tweeted us too. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
He's talking about being really excited about going back on the show. So I think, honestly... Burke and Yang were
meant to be.
Yeah, yes.
Really?
He was a love of her. Well, I can't say that Burke was the love of her life because he left kind of early on.
He was the first love of her beginning of her life.
And Yang likes her some chocolate things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's had chocolate. She's had old. She's had ginger. She just likes it all over the board.
She's like a Neapolitan ice cream sandwich.
Aww.
It's different flavors.
Go Yang.
She's like Skittles. Taste the rainbow.
Ridiculous.
All right, let's move on to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I predict, Starr, that let's not even predict about Yang. because I don't think let's predict about everything else but that, because I think that's too special. And I don't want to, nah, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about, I predict that Karev changes his mind about going to Lebax. What kind of stupid name? I also predict that Bailey does inject little Brayden with HIV, and he gets better. I know. I'm positive. Put it out there. The universe will deliver.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna have to agree with some of our fans. Kyle White, he has a prediction that says Leah gets fired and Shane gets killed and Sophia is kidnapped. That's interesting. I thought I was gonna read differently. I think Leah and Shane might have a little something together, even though I know they're going to be off the show. But they had that moment in the stairwell where he was giving her advice or giving her a pep talk that she did great work, but they had that moment where they looked into each other's eyes. So there might be something there. Sandra Bombard has a prediction that Cristina is going to give Alex her spot on the board. I know you don't want to talk about Cristina, but that kind of could be possible if Alex doesn't really leave.
Right.
You know, so that could be a good ploy. Personally, I think that Brayden, and I think the kid episode should be done. We can continue on with Brayden for maybe one more episode. Kind of over that. Kepner's pregnant. I feel like this is going to be kind of, are they going to stay together? Are they going to break up? Are they going to work through this? I think they're going to work through it. So that's my prediction for that couple. And the rest we'll just have to wait and see, since I can't really talk about Yang.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
She's off limits for the predictions.
Well, the sister Amelia, I think is she on another episode or just this one?
I'm not sure. She didn't even need to be on this one. The only way I want to see Amelia is if she's doing heart surgery or she's cracked out.
Ooh.
Other than that, she can keep it moving.
Drugs,
you know.
Drugs.
Xanax. You know what? No news and gossip this week, you guys. Until next time, I'm Jason Carter. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. Follow us on Twitter at JDC Forever and also at the Say What Web Show.
And I'm Starr Session. You can find me everywhere on social media at StarrSession.
You guys have a fantastic Friday and even better weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. See ya.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.